Peace and blessings, YouTube family. I just finished watching Yourself and Yours by Sang Soo, a 2016 film released a week ago here in the States by Cinema Guild, and thanks to virtual cinema because of the quarantine. And I just have to say, Sang Soo, he does it again. A brilliant story, brilliant film. What makes him a masterful storyteller is the fact that he's able to blend, is the last two shots in the film, where he blends fantasy and reality with a dissolve of a candle burning. It's so simple, but really fantastic, and it's something to see, you know. But let's get into the film. What's it about? It's about a couple who breaks up because of a rumor. The man, the boyfriend, his name is Sang Soo. He's played by Kim Joo Hyuk, and the girlfriend, the girl is Min Jung. She's played by Lee Yoo Young, and I'm butchering the names, but I'm trying my best. So Sang Soo, he accuses Min Jung of drinking too much and of drinking and fighting and with other men, and he hears this from friends, and so he didn't actually see her, but he still accuses her, and because of this rumor, she decides to, let's just split up, and don't call me. You go your way and I go mine. And throughout the film, he's searching for her, looking for her, visiting her at her place, and she's not there. And meanwhile, she's out drinking with other guys. Thing is, Min Jung, she's really a free spirit. You know, she's tired of being judged, which is why she lies to men who recognize her from her, drinking past. And she says that she's either a twin or she doesn't recognize them. She's tired of being judged, especially by people who don't know her, by strangers and people in the neighborhood. That's why she needs her space, because she's tired of being judged, and which makes her a little bit more mysterious, and in the film for that matter. And it always amazes me that Sang Soo is able to capture or create a character like Min Jung, a fully fleshed character, from just conversations, and conversations with other men especially, and interactions with her and other men. It's always fresh. There's this really comedic scene in the film where the two men who she's been hanging out with, they actually confront each other. One is hanging out with her drinking, and the other one runs into them, and he gets really upset when she says she doesn't know him. And she obviously does, because they were hanging out in the beginning of the film. So he gets really angry. Then the man that's hanging out with her starts to defend her, and then what seems like they're gonna fight for her, and then all of a sudden they recognize each other, and they were friends in middle school, and that's something that's unexpected, and she doesn't expect it, and then she eventually excuses herself to the restroom, because it kind of doesn't go the way she thought it was gonna go, because we don't expect it, she doesn't expect it, and what is really volatile and hostile, it turns to be just really funny. And here's some lines that I really like from the film. There's one scene where Min Jung says, "Our souls don't match." There's another scene where Sang Soo says, "Only love is worth anything." Right, now my favorite scene is the second to last scene. The scene where it's actually a fantasy. We don't know it till the end, but it is. It starts out with Sang Soo finds Min Jung. She's been crying, and of course she denies that she's really Min Jung. They finally go out for a drink. They have sex, then they're in bed. Post-sex, let me share with you. He says to her, "If I could see you each day, even for a moment, that'd be more than enough." He also says, "Too much thinking made me see too little of you. I lost hold of you." And she responds with, "If all that you said comes true, I think I could love you." And then she also says, "In the future, you won't hurt me like someone else." And he says, "No, I'll never hurt you." Obviously, some of this stuff, it sounds cheesy, but it is beautiful, and it may seem unrealistic, and it is a fantasy scene, but it's, if you're in a relationship or want to be in a relationship, it's, you want things to go well. You don't want them to, you want to do your best in a relationship, and you want things to be pure and innocent all the time. And this scene kind of captures the fact that we all want a relationship to always feel like the first time, even if you're in year 4, year 5, year 6. You want things to feel like the first time. You want it to be fresh, and you still want to be, because in a relationship you get lazy, you get bored, you get annoyed. And this scene, the ending, really captures what us human beings want to feel. We want our feelings for the person to be like the first time every single time. And also the scene makes me wonder, why do we get cynical in relationships? Why do we get bored, annoyed? Why do we get lazy in relationships? And this scene kind of explores that, and the film explores that. Also, the last sequence is really magical, because in a way the film starts over again, and the relationship starts over again in a way, maybe even twice, because it starts over again in the dream, and then when we realize it's a dream, the film starts over again in a way from the beginning, because the argument never really happened. And so that's something that's really fresh, and Sang Soo always finds a way to make things new again, to make the relationship movie new, and to always find like a different, he always has a different take on people and relationships, and how to make a conversation just refreshing and never stale. Yourself and Yours is definitely one of my Sang Soo favorites. I can't wait to see it again. It's up there for me with The Day He Arrives, Woman on the Beach, Grass, and I'm gonna do a Grass video as well, but I'm trying to think of some other ones. On the Beach, A Night Alone, of course. So this line from Cinema Guild website kind of made me think. Hong asks, in a relationship, how important is it to know everything? The film is really about letting your partner be themselves, not judging them, especially about what they do when they're not with you, and being okay with not knowing, because you kind of, in that sense, you kind of keep things fresh and new and mysterious. A certain mystery in your relationship, it kind of helps. And again, the film explores that. How important is it to keep things fresh? How important is it to be mysterious? And I think it is. So I definitely recommend it. Oh, and I did some research on kind of the making of the film and the cast, and I was really heartbroken and sad by the fact that Young Soo, played by Kim Joo Hyuk, he died in a car accident about 3 years ago. They actually fell in love, him and Lee Yoo Young, on the set and after filming. It's just really, really sad, and I just couldn't believe it when I read it. All right, now before I forget, one thing I wanted to mention was that Sang Soo employs his usual technique, which is to hold on a medium 2 shot, 2 people talking, and he holds it for a continuous long take, and it really made me think. That makes conversations feel really natural, and it makes it seem real, as opposed to the American style of filmmaking, which is, his movies would have a lot of cutting and a lot of coverage and a lot of over-the-shoulder shots, and in a way that makes it seem unnatural, and that doesn't seem real. It's manipulated, of course, but with Sang Soo, I've learned to appreciate the fact that you can just watch people talk, and you can just watch people be, and I really love that. Look out for my next video on Grass by Sang Soo. Peace.